and the Miami Dolphins. Tua and the Miami Dolphins are finally starting to get healthy. Miami Dolphins are 2-5 on this season. They are currently on a 2-game losing streak with losses to the Colts and the Cardinals the last 2 weeks. But the next 2 weeks are on the road versus the Bills and Rams. Tua is back on the field, and that defense is starting to trend in the right direction health-wise. When we look at the Miami Dolphins, guys, sitting at 2-5 on the season, way or no way will the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs? Are the Miami Dolphins a playoff-bound team? When we look at the AFC, guys, the AFC has a lot of teams that are going to get 9 to 10, if not 11 wins this season. There's probably going to be a handful, 10, 11 teams that are going to be in that playoff mix come December, January timeframe. So I think if the Miami Dolphins want to have a legitimate shot at the playoffs, they need to win a minimum of 10 games. I think that 10 game mark will put you in the wild card thing here, pending an epic letdown by the Buffalo Bills, meaning they still could win the AFC East, which it won't happen. But the Dolphins have a lot of winnable games for the rest of the season. They have a lot of games that they should win. The Raiders, the Patriots, the Jets twice, the Browns. Those are 5 wins. Teams they should beat. That gives them 7 wins on the season. Then they do play the Bills again. They play the Rams on Monday Night Football. They play the Packers, Houston Texans, and the San Francisco 49ers as well. Can they get 3 wins out of those next 5 teams? Question mark. Question mark, right? Can they get 7 more wins? 8 more wins. So where, no way, can they make the playoffs? No way. I don't think there is any way that the Miami Dolphins are going to win enough games to make it into the playoffs. As I do think the Miami Dolphins will start to play well and start to get right and start to win those games, right? Those 5 games that I listed, the Browns, the Jets twice, the Patriots, those Raiders, right? I think they're going to win those games. But I cannot see them beating 49ers. I cannot see them beating the Rams on Monday Night Football. I cannot see them going to Lambeau Field and beating the Packers. I cannot see them going to Houston and beating the Houston Texans. I cannot see them beating the 49ers at home. Now, it's a very good possibility that they could beat the Buffalo Bills and the Rams and the Packers and the Texans if it was in Miami, if it was at home. But the simple fact that all those games that they need to win, 3 out of those 5 are all on the road. Bills, Rams, Packers, and Houston Texans, all on the road. They're not going to win those games. I think they're going to be a 7, 8 win team this season, but I just don't see them getting 10 wins. I don't see getting them over that 10-win mark and being a playoff-bound team. So, guys, way or no way are the Miami Dolphins a playoff team? I have to say, no way. No way, no way, no way. James says, we can make it if our defense starts playing better. And, James, I agree. I think the defense is starting to play better. The offense is starting to play better. The whole team is starting to click a little bit. But you dug yourself in a pretty deep hole. You do have 5 winnable games. But those other 5 games, shit. Right? Laura says, this is a coin toss for me. I can't say way or no way. Laura, we don't waffle around here on Thursdays. No waffle Thursdays, Laura. That is what it is. No waffle Thursdays. We got to have a thing. John says, Tua has the skills, but how many concussions does he have left? No way. It goes beyond the concussions. It just goes about how big a hole they're in, honestly. They're in a big, big hole. James says, we're going to hand that L to the Bills this weekend in a shootout, baby. 45-41. So, James, if you guys can go into Buffalo, it is in Buffalo, right? Go into Buffalo. No, wait, that's got to be a home game because it's at Buffalo, the next one. I don't remember. Whatever. If you beat the Buffalo Bills and you get a little bit of momentum going, you get a little bit of swag going, the defense starts to step up, you basically have to win 90% of the rest of your games. You can basically only lose one more game for the rest of the season. It is at Buffalo this week. So let's say you beat the Buffalo Bills. Then I think you can turn around and beat the Rams on Monday Night Football. Raiders, Patriots. But then you've got to play the Packers on Sunday Night Football on late November, early December. That's tough. You play the 49ers. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I would love to jump on this Miami Dolphins bandwagon. I would love to say, yeah, I can see them beating the Bills, the Rams, the Raiders, Patriots, Jets, Texans, 49ers, Browns, Jets, right? But we talked about this earlier. Peaking too hot, getting hot too early, right? And if you win the what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more games. If you win 9 of the next 10, giving you that 11 win mark or 10 win mark even, do you have anything left? The Buffalo Bills were like that last season, right? They had to win, what was it? 7 of their last 8 to make it into the playoffs to get that second seed. But when they got into the playoffs, insert Kansas City Chiefs, and they're too tired. They were too tired that they were wore out. Like, man, we need a break. And as making the playoffs would be awesome, would be a great story, is it a waste for next year, though? If you're happy just to make it and then lose in the wild card game, is it really worth it? That's the bigger question. Is it really worth it? Laura says, I'm a waffle, then. I like the Dolphins, but I don't like the way they play lately. True is a big factor there. Tua is the heart and soul of this team. Tua is the keys to ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. It is what it is. So I'm saying no way. I do not think the Dolphins are playoff bound. I think they're going to get hot. I think they're going to ruffle some feathers. I think they're going to make it interesting, but I just don't think they get in. Now, let's talk about the best team in the NFL. Let's talk about the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs.